Hello, I hope you are doing well. My name is Jacqueline Vino from Galasso Learning Solutions, and welcome to the Genuine Learning blog. Today we have a very interesting topic. We are going to discuss the MAP survey that was recently released by the AICPA, and it contains lots of really great information. So to kick us off here, let's answer the very important question, if you've never heard of it before, what actually is the MAP survey? So as you can see here, the MAP stands for the National Management of an Accounting Practice Survey, and it was officially released by the AICPA on September 10th of this year. And just to give you some background information, the MAP survey is the largest benchmarking survey of public accounting practices in the United States, and it also includes responses from firms of all different shapes and sizes. In fact, 81% of responses are actually from firms with revenue of $5 million and below. So this is definitely not just about the largest firms in the country. This survey is meant to be representative. And just among some good news that came from the survey, there are really two positive trends that we are going to discuss today. First and foremost, firms across the country are reporting very strong revenue growth. Excellent. And two, we're also seeing some continued increases in staff compensation at all levels across all of these different firms. And just me personally, after I read the survey, it definitely made me feel really good about the profession in general. It really shows me that all of the hard work that is being done by the AICPA and firms really is starting to pay off. Now, just to give you a little bit of information about the survey itself and some of the methodology that's used here, it is conducted every 2 years by the AICPA's Private Companies Practice section and CPA.com. And we had 1,400 CPA firms that provided credential information about their 2024 financial results. And then we also had 1,073 firms that actually completed the survey, which was available for you to respond to from May 5th of this year to July 18th of this year, right? So we had a little window there for people to respond. So what are some of the results of this survey? As I mentioned, pretty good news across the board. We actually saw a median increase in 6.7% in firm revenue across the board. So think about growth from all different lines of service. We had increases from audit and assurance type work, from tax services, and also CAS services as well, compared to the 2023 survey that came out 2 years ago. So you might be asking yourself some questions. Why did we see such a nice increase? And this is because CPA firms have been really focusing on strategic growth, really trying to refine client bases even further. And this is also coming at the heels of a surge in demand for accounting services that we saw during the pandemic, right? There were lots of demand for CAS practices, consulting jobs to really come and answer the call for the COVID pandemic. And this growth really is reflected as well in the continued interest and value of all different types of services that accounting firms provide. So we are definitely the trusted advisors to our clients, and I definitely think that these results demonstrate that fact. We also have an additional statistic here, which is what they call the net remaining per partner figure. And this is essentially what firms consider to be profit on a per partner basis. So basically, how is this calculated? We're going to take the net client fees minus the expenses, but before the partner compensation is taken out. And this also increased by 11.9%. And this can probably be attributed to the increase in firm revenue that we discussed on the previous slide. Additionally, there were some metrics that were also provided on firm compensation. So this survey did find that firms are really raising compensation across all different levels, even for new graduates that are just starting out in the workforce. So as we can see here, we have an 11% increase for new graduates that have obtained a bachelor's degree and a 17% increase for new graduates with a master's degree. So why do we have this increase? I would say, aside from just regular inflation and those sort of macroeconomic explanations, I also do think this is because of the pipeline initiative. One of the main key recommendations that came out of the AICPA's National Pipeline Advisory Group, or NPAG for short, if you guys have ever seen that report, is they really recommended that firms start to raise the starting salaries to help accounting firms attract and retain more talent in the profession. And it definitely looks like, based on this survey, that firms are raising their salaries just to gain a competitive advantage and also attract new talent. And last, but certainly not least, we also have a section in this survey that is addressing technology. So firms definitely are showing interest in the adoption of AI and automation, as well as other technologies. And this is also definitely a positive because continued adoption is going to help firms expand services, which in turn is then going to fuel continued growth. We can expect that the survey and this trend as well within the survey is definitely going to continue for the foreseeable future, right? Technology is definitely not going anywhere anytime soon. And those are the main points from the AICPA's 2025 MAP survey. As I mentioned earlier, the results of this survey definitely have me feeling pretty good about the profession and all of the progress that has been made as well over the past couple of years. Once again, my name is Jacqueline Vino from Golosso Learning Solutions. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I hope to see you on a later blog.